Good afternoon, Mr. Anderson. Thank you for your time today. As a follow-up from our first meeting, I wanted to schedule this with you today to review your business requirements and to provide a solution for your needs. So thank you for your time today. In our first meeting, you mentioned your existing network. You have a Meraki devices providing some connectivity for devices, but you need a cellular failover option to help mitigate service disruptions. So Ericsson provides the solution that I presented today, and it's Cradlepoint by Ericsson specifically. And their option provides both a primary connection and a failover option for your network. So please keep that in mind as we go through this. Cradlepoint from Ericsson has several product lines. They're categorized into what's called swim lanes in branch, mobile, and IoT. Each of these lanes provide designated features for the various device configurations or network requirements. And since your network is a branch device, it fits well into the branch category. And specifically, I would like to recommend two devices, the W1850 and the W1855 as your primary devices. This pair of devices can meet device installation requirements, both providing an indoor option with the the W1850, and an outdoor option with the W1855. The services that Global Gig provides includes a site survey to make sure there is coverage, to make sure we've got it spec, to make sure we know the right carrier, and we can provide the power and cabling requirements for the installation. And because the Cradlepoint device supports all US carriers, the combination of Global Gig's eSIM and the site survey properties and the Cradlepoint's device is a natural fit for your product sets. And as a reference point, I do want to point out that this is a standard installation type, as we've done this with multiple customers before, such as Trek Bicycles, Procter & Gamble, Amazon, Subway. We do the same type of installations for those, where we deploy a device inside if we do not have access to the roof, or outdoors if we have access to the roof and provide the inline cabling, such as, for example, Procter & Gamble. We've done exactly that solution many times, multiple times, where we have the device on the roof connecting through a lightning arrestor, and then from the lightning arrestor we go to a PoE injector, and then from the PoE injector we connect it directly to their router, Meraki device, or Dell Versa device, as whatever's appropriate for the location, whatever they've deployed, connected to other devices, other routers as need be. So with the solution set, as it fits your solutions, whether it's the outdoor device as an 1855 or an indoor device with an 1850, the device will be set up, it'll be managed, it'll be set up as it would be expected. So I know I'm just talking hardware, I'm just giving you an example of some things that are available, and this is not necessarily it's not real world, it's just talking about what exists and what we've done before. But I would like to show you an example of what NCM, what the advantages of that offers to you and the features that you can use with NCM. So let me jump to my screen share here, and I apologize, my screen share may be a little goofy as it tends to do every time. So let me open up my window so I can share my entire window with you here, my entire screen. Okay, so I believe you can see my screen from here. So at this instance, what this reference point here, I'll bring bigger so you can see the whole screen there, so you can see everything on the screen. What I want to demonstrate is the advantage of the device that has the configuration option at an individual level and a group level. For this demonstration, I'm going to show you the service that Cradlepoint provides called Cradlepoint ShowPoint. And this service allows you to have a lab environment or a test environment we can spin up your devices, spin up our devices, and test this device to make sure the configuration is appropriate for what your needs are. So this is an example of an E400. And the E400 or a W1855, it's a similar interface. This is the branch swim lane difference that I was talking about between an E400 or a W1855 or an E3000. If I go to routers, you can see all the devices there. This has been categorized in different categories for demonstration, for management, for testing. I'm going here to the SIM enabled because that is the feature I want to show you from here. So from the ShowPoint lab, I'm showing you this is the interface of the devices. What I was showing you originally, though, is the configuration of the individual level. So from here on the SIM enabled device, I have this device, and I go into the configuration directly of it and manage it from there. From this instance, though, I can also go into a group, and the group configuration, quick demonstration of what a group does, the group allows you to configure a group configuration for multiple devices all at once. So as I create a group and I go into the group configuration, I can adjust features, I can adjust everything for one configuration being pushed out to multiple devices at the same time. So then all I have to do is move a device into a group, and it inherits the configuration of that group and is able to download the configuration and be identical, reducing the potential of a fat finger or a mistake. So a group configuration for many devices makes the deployment easy, quick, and simple to manage, easy to deploy. But after a device has been moved into a group, you still may need to adjust things like a Wi-Fi password or a VPN password or different MAC address filters to allow things in or out. That's why the device has the individual configuration if you need to log into it as well, where you can adjust the device, you can see the device, you can make changes appropriately for the one device as needed. So I'm going to go back to the E400 to the SIM-enabled device here so you can see the other feature. Another tremendous advantage of NCM, NetCloud Manager by Cradlepoint, Ericsson, is the health monitor in the dashboard from this instance. From NCM here, I can go to health and I can go to cellular health and I can see a live status at all times of how the device is performing. So this shows the signal strength of the device and how it's been performing over a period of time. It shows all the measurements, RSRQ, RSRP, SINAR, RSSI. Some measurements are appropriate for 5G, some are not, but this shows you a quick dashboard. This is a live event tracking. Right now, this is a historical view, but this is also a live tracking. So this will keep moving over time, showing you the up-to-the-minute speed, up-to-the-minute performance results of the device. So you can expect the device to show you how well it's doing and give you alerts and reports over time of the device. So this is just another tremendous value of NCM and some of the things it offers from here. So I can go to the data usage, I can see the performance of the device, I can see security device, I can even do troubleshooting from here. And speaking of troubleshooting, let me get out of here to show you back at the interface. Actually, I'll go back to my face itself so you can see what I'm talking about here. Let me in my screen share. All right, so back to the performance of the device and what it offers. In addition to what NCM offers from a management of the devices and control the devices, NCM does come in 3 different subscription tiers. You have 1, 3, or 5-year tiers. And with those subscription terms, not tiers, you do have hardware warranty replacements, access to online training, and 24/7, 365 technical support, all from a single SKU. So with the W1855 or W1850, depending upon appropriate, or even the E300, E3000, as I've demonstrated and talked to today, as I've shown, the device is still managed the same way, same configuration, same instance, same basic interface in NCM, and you have access to their support, their training, their device configuration. In addition, you have our support. As Global Gig provider, we offer our own managed services that we offer a white glove experience. So we deploy, we configure, we test, we make sure all this works. As I mentioned the site survey before, we offer this as a white glove all the way through deployment. And that is a value add that I wanted to talk about too, because with the deployments, as the solution offers, we offer a proof of concept, and I would like to schedule that for our next meeting for a proof of concept setup. We can put this in place using either your own NCM instance, our hosted NCM, or using a value add of the ShowPoint tool so we can stage it and test it and make sure your configurations can be appropriate for the security, for the encryption, for the algorithm as need be. And this will fit in your network fine for ShowPoint. So for the proof of concept, let me put this down. All right. I think before I sent in your email, you wanted to do this next Thursday, right? Because Monday is a holiday and you've got various things that happen during the week. So Thursday, I'm going to put you down for a proof of concept meeting at about Thursday at 2 p.m. I think is what you said, right? So let me know if that doesn't work. Send me an email or follow up with that afterwards, after our call today. And thank you for your time on that. We'll get this scheduled. I do also want to point out this is probably not the right time for this discussion, but I do want to point this out as a feeler, as an understanding, as a foundation for your future deployments. You're deploying a Cradlepoint today as a cellular extension to a Meraki device. But Cradlepoint, as you know, as we've talked about before, Cradlepoint has a full suite of security and routing features, both in the device itself, through NCM, and with Cradlepoint's NetCloud Exchange. And Cradlepoint's NetCloud Exchange is a tremendous feature of an SD-WAN that provides a cellular-first SD-WAN deployment with a focus and security, such as ZTNA, a security-first, a parameter to have that option of a cellular SD-WAN, ZTNA. And this may not be the time to replace your entire Cisco infrastructure. I think it's a good time to consider it, though, as something to lay the foundation for going forward into the future. So with that, I do want to talk about that and let you know that you're going to start laying the foundation with the Cradlepoint product set with the W1850, 1855, E300, 400 as appropriate for your fit for your network for the deployment sites. And using Global Gig, our eSIMs, using Cradlepoint's 1, 3, or 5-year subscription, their support, their training, it's all a nice package that fits well together. So thank you very much for your time. And I've got you down for Thursday at about 2 p.m. to schedule that proof of concept where we can go out on site to make sure this works for you and get this in place. We can test it and make sure everything's fine. So again, let me know if you have any questions or problems after the meeting, or send me an email if you want to change the time, but I've got you down for Thursday. Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Anderson. Take care.